Jason Mitchell here, and I want to talk about the importance of the statement of no action is the wrong action. This message not only goes to the real estate professionals out there and the lending professionals out there, but it's actually more of a direct message to consumers. Because right now, as our market is shifting, what we're finding is that with interest rates rising, we're going to see more inventory hit the market. But what we should be doing right now is capitalizing on those opportunities, capitalizing on the fact that for almost 2 years now, consumers couldn't even get into houses. There was so much competition because rates were so low that they were just getting beat up across the board. And now and over the next couple months is going to be the time where, although rates are up, thank God rates are up. Thank God rates are up. Because if interest rates weren't up, you wouldn't be able to buy this home. And I would rather you spend an extra $400 or $500 a month and actually achieve home ownership than to have to continue to rent and throw your money away. And that's education. And that's why consumers have to take action right now. They have to look at this as an opportunity that although they have to pay a little bit higher of an interest rate, it's okay because I can actually buy a home. Thank God I can buy a home. You know, FHA, VA, low down payment borrowers, this is your time. This is the time you've been waiting for. And yes, unfortunately, you couldn't get that 3% interest rate. But guess what? It's better having a 4.5 to 4.75% interest rate than never being able to buy a home or letting that market. Imagine if the market was to go up another 25% like it has been. You may be completely priced out to ever buy a home in the area that you want to live. And guess what? With real estate slowing down and not having 20-25% appreciation, which, you know, we should fall into that 7 to 10% range, which is where we want to be. But if we continue to see that kind of appreciation, you're never going to be able to buy a home. That's why taking no action is not the attitude right now. You got to jump on it. Because I promise you, as the #1 agent in the United States of America, I promise you, we're not going to see a market crash. You have my word. There's still not enough inventory out there. And even as we loosen up inventory a bit, we're going to go from what was only 2 and 3 weeks supply, which is horrible. We might go to 2 months, 3 months. That's a fair and average market. That's where we want to be. Because we want you to be able to buy a home. We want you to be able to go look at 5 properties, pick the best one, and actually maybe be able to buy it. And instead of being forced to go rent again. Or, for those of you that own a home, that wanted to buy a new home, maybe you started a family. Maybe you added people to your family. That move-up home that you wanted to buy, but you couldn't buy it, but that you wanted to sell your home, but you couldn't because you didn't know if you'd be able to buy a new home that you wanted. That's going to happen now. We're going to see those days again. We're going to see the days where you can comfortably sell your home and go out and find a home that you want, the home that you've been looking for. Hell, you might even be able to negotiate it. But these times coming up are the times we need to take action and not sit on the fence. The best deals are made when people are sitting on the sidelines and you take action every time. And right now, people are sitting on the sidelines because they're afraid of the market. They're afraid of the stock market. They're afraid of the interest rate environment. And guess what? You shouldn't be. Because as people are sitting on the fence, if you're buying your home as an end user, there is no better time to buy than today. And that's a fact. And it always will hold true. Because even in the greatest recession that we've ever had in housing, within 5 years, we were back. And at the end of the day, you have to live somewhere. And during those 5 years, while we saw prices go down and then climb back up to, and now they're up here again, guess what? You still needed a place to live. Better be your own home than somebody else's home and throwing away money in rent. At least you had principal pay down. Even while your home was going down in value, your equity was still getting paid down by principal, which is fantastic. And then guess what? All of a sudden, it all started to come back. And you're still paying down more principal. And you're still getting your interest write-off while seeing appreciation. Where in the meantime, if you were renting, guess what? your rent prices just continue to go up and up and up and up and up, and there's no end in sight to that. I promise you, your landlord will never call you up and say, you know, I'm going to give you a deal this year. I'm going to take $500 off your rent. Never seen that happen before. Rents continue to go up and up, guys. The time to act is now if you're an end user. There's never better a time than now as an end user. And even though interest rates are up, it's better than the alternative because you have to live somewhere. And it's better to live in your own home than someone else's. And that'll always hold true. Your home is a vehicle to wealth. Renting is a vehicle of unforeseeable debt, never-ending debt. Look at how much money, if you bought a home 3 years ago, you would have made. 4 years ago, 5 years ago. Guess what? You could have turned that into a rental, bought a new home. You made even more. See, that's what home ownership does. It gives you opportunity. It gives you the ability after several years to say, what do I want to do with this asset? There's never a better time than now. So get off the fence and don't be afraid. If you've never bought a home before, I can't wait till you buy one because there's no reason to be scared. There's not. You have to live somewhere. Might as well pay off your own mortgage than someone else's debt. So take action. And for the agents and lenders out there, it's time that we educate our consumers on what it means to actually have home ownership and the benefits of home ownership, even in a rising interest rate environment, than to rent. And to those that need to sell a home to buy their new one, better now than later. Because if rates do go up another 2 points or 1.5 points, that's detrimental. And the market is going to go up. Don't have these people put this fear that the market is crashing. It is not crashing. It's not. It's just not going to be as aggressive as it was. And quite frankly, if you ask anybody that's an expert, that is a good thing. So don't be afraid to take action and get out there once again and see what the market brings, because there's nothing better than being a homeowner for your future. If you want to make sure that every week you're getting the information on the real estate market, true information, someone that's going to shoot you straight, please subscribe to my YouTube channel. Every Friday I'm going to come out with new information and new news and bring you some insight on what's happening in the markets, both in the real estate and in the financing game. And I want to say thank you very much for listening to me, and we'll see you next week.